Imagine waking up tomorrow with $100 million in your bank account. No more bills, no more stress, just endless freedom. Sounds like a dream, right? But for many lottery winners, that dream quickly turns into a nightmare. Studies show that nearly 70% of big lottery winners go broke within just a few years. And worse, many end up depressed and alone. So, what goes wrong? In this video, we're diving into the dark side of sudden wealth. We'll explore why so many lottery winners go bankrupt, lose their relationships, or fall into deep emotional turmoil. We'll break down the psychological traps, the financial pitfalls, and real-life stories of people who went from rags to riches, and back to rags again. If you think money solves everything, this video might change your mind. The idea that most lottery winners go broke isn't just an urban legend. It's backed by real data. Multiple studies and financial investigations have found that nearly 70% of lottery winners exhaust their winnings within 5 years. Some go broke even faster. One study from the National Endowment for Financial Education revealed that people who receive sudden windfalls, whether through inheritance or lottery winnings, are more likely to declare bankruptcy than those who don't. That's because most people aren't financially prepared to manage millions of dollars. It's like giving someone who just learned to drive a Formula One car. They're more likely to crash than win the race. One of the most well-known cautionary tales is Jack Whittaker, a West Virginia businessman who won $315 million in the Powerball in 2002. At first, it seemed like he had everything under control. He was already wealthy, so he figured he knew how to handle money. But his life soon unraveled. He started handing out cash to strangers, lost millions to theft and lawsuits, and was constantly targeted by people wanting a piece of his fortune. His granddaughter tragically died from a drug overdose, and Jack blamed the money for tearing his family apart. By the time he died in 2020, much of the money was gone, and so was his peace of mind. Another painful example is William Bud Post. He won $16.2 million in the Pennsylvania lottery in 1988. Within just a few years, he filed for bankruptcy. His former girlfriend sued him. His brother hired a hitman to try and take his inheritance, and he ended up living on food stamps. Looking back, Bud summed it up with heartbreaking honesty. "I wish it never happened. It was a total nightmare." For many, winning the lottery sounds like a dream. But for Bud, it became a curse. He didn't have a plan for the money. He didn't bring in experienced, trustworthy financial advisors. And worst of all, he was surrounded by people who didn't care about him. They just wanted a piece of his jackpot. Without a solid financial foundation or a support system he could rely on, the money slipped through his fingers. One bad decision led to another, and the pressure kept building. What started as excitement turned into chaos, and eventually regret. It's not just in the US. In the UK, Lara and Roger Griffiths won £1.8 million in 2005. They bought a luxury home, expensive cars, and even paid for a lavish wedding. But the spending didn't stop. As the money dried up, so did their marriage. Accusations flew, and their relationship crumbled under the weight of financial stress. This story highlights how sudden wealth can create false confidence. People believe they can maintain a lavish lifestyle forever without realizing how fast money disappears without a solid budget and long-term thinking. So why do so many lottery winners fall apart? Part of the answer lies in psychology. The human brain isn't built to handle sudden, massive change, especially not the kind that comes with winning the lottery. One day you're living paycheck to paycheck, and the next you're a millionaire. That kind of shock can cause what's known as sudden wealth syndrome, a very real condition that brings on anxiety, guilt, confusion, and even a full-blown identity crisis. People who've never had that kind of money often feel completely unprepared. They suddenly find themselves in a new world, but without a map. Old friends may start to act differently, or drift away. At the same time, they don't feel like they belong among the wealthy either. It's a strange kind of limbo, being stuck between two lives, but not fully comfortable in either. There's also the overwhelming fear of losing it all. Some respond by spending like there's no tomorrow, buying cars, homes, and luxury items just to feel in control. Others freeze, afraid to touch the money at all. Either way, the stress builds. Over time, that pressure can lead to depression, anxiety, sleepless nights, and in some cases, full-blown paranoia. It's proof that money doesn't always bring peace. It can sometimes bring chaos. Another major problem is that most people have no training in managing large sums of money. Knowing how to stretch a paycheck is not the same as managing millions. Without guidance, many winners fall into classic traps: buying multiple houses, giving out money to family and friends, and trusting the wrong people with their finances. They often assume the money will never run out, but taxes, legal fees, bad investments, and ongoing expenses pile up quickly. Before they know it, they've created a lifestyle that's impossible to sustain. And when the money runs out, they're left with debts, disappointment, and sometimes legal troubles. Winning the lottery puts a target on your back. Suddenly, every scammer, fake investor, and long-lost relative wants a piece of the pie. Many lottery winners fall for get-rich-quick schemes or hand over control of their finances to so-called experts who rob them blind. Without the experience to vet advisors or say no, winners are easily manipulated. The fear of seeming greedy or selfish makes them overgive. They feel obligated to help everyone, and in trying to please others, they end up destroying themselves financially. Moreover, you might think that money brings people closer together, but in reality, it often does the opposite. Sudden wealth creates a huge imbalance in relationships. Friends start to get jealous. Family members come out of the woodwork asking for handouts, sometimes even demanding them. Spouses can clash over how the money should be spent. One wants to save, the other wants to splurge. And when it comes to new relationships, things get even trickier. Suddenly, it's hard to know who really cares about you and who's just after your money. That kind of doubt can eat away at you. Many winners talk about feeling isolated and paranoid. People they once trusted start acting differently. Every phone call, every visit feels like it has strings attached. Over time, they pull away. Some stop answering calls, others move to new towns, and a few even change their names just to get some peace. The pressure doesn't just hit their bank accounts, it hits their hearts and minds. In the end, the emotional damage can be just as devastating as going broke. But not every lottery winner ends in disaster. Some people manage to hold on to their wealth and their peace of mind. The difference? A plan, humility, and professional help. Winners who succeed often keep working, live modestly, and surround themselves with financial advisors and legal experts. They don't broadcast their win. They think long-term, invest wisely, and avoid the urge to splurge. One example is Brad Duke, who won $220 million and planned from day one to grow it. He hired a team, set realistic goals, and focused on creating income instead of just spending. Years later, he's still doing well. The truth is, money is just a tool. It can build or destroy depending on who's holding it. Lottery winners often prove that without the right mindset, even millions can disappear overnight. The fantasy of instant wealth ignores the reality that success comes not from money itself, but from discipline, planning, and patience. What we should really be teaching and learning is financial literacy. Understanding how money works, how to invest, how to budget, and how to say no is more powerful than any jackpot. Because if you're not ready for wealth, it won't stick around for long. A lottery ticket might change your bank balance overnight, but it doesn't change your mindset. If you can't manage $1,000, you probably can't manage $1 million either. The stories we've seen show that luck without wisdom can be dangerous. So whether you hit the jackpot or not, remember this: the real prize is knowledge. Because when you understand money, you won't need to win the lottery to to be financially free. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's chasing the jackpot. The truth is, real financial freedom doesn't come from luck. It comes from knowing how to manage your money. Let me know in the comments. Would you rather get all the money at once or be paid a little each year? Let's talk smart money.